Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of TimeShot. I am Atyrum, and I've gotten back from my vacation now, and it's actually been a couple of days since I got back, but I just haven't really had a chance to get on and record. And as you can probably see, I haven't done anything really since the last episode. I actually just logged in, and I was still in the same space, or the same place, the exact same spot I was where I last left off. So let's go ahead and drop these things off real quick. Well, actually, first of all, let's go ahead and take a sleep. That's right, I didn't put the bed in here yet. Where did I put the bed? Can't quite remember. I guess we're gonna make a bed real quick and sleep in it, because I don't think I've moved the bed over, the one that I have over in my dirt hut. I don't think I've moved that over here yet, so we're gonna go ahead and make one real quick, and then throw the rest of the wool over here, and then go ahead and sleep the night away. Get rid of all the monsters, because what we're doing today is going to involve us going outside, and it's easier to do that when there aren't monsters about. So yeah, let's go ahead and drop those off. So vacation went well. I don't know if I mentioned where I was going. I went down to Kansas because that's where my brother and sister and their families live. So yeah, it was a nice trip. We drove down there. We spent a couple nights in St. Louis, and yeah, just fun times. I won't go into too many details because you guys probably don't care that much about that. So yeah, let's get on to the subject at hand. So let's go ahead and head outside real quick, because I don't remember what I was talking about last episode in terms of what my next project here was. But now that the training room is more or less kind of planned out there, my next project I really want to get done, and probably one of the most important things about this base to get done, is the exterior, because obviously this does not look very nice, and I'm a little bit tired of just having these ugly hallways just kind of zigzagging around the area over here. So I want to get an exterior done on my base here, but in order to do that, because I don't want it to be all solid gray like this, I want to make sure we have a bit of variety, and I want to make sure we maybe include these stripes we have going around the hallways in the exterior itself. So in order to do that, as you can see, I did kind of start with some stairs over here. I don't remember if I walked over here last episode, and I was kind of laying out some kind of design, but I don't think I'm going to go with that. What I really want to do is I want to get some orange stairs in here, and I'm just about out of orange clay. So that's what we're going to do this episode, is we're going to go gather clay, because that's extremely exciting. But while we are doing that, I do have a bit of a topic to talk about. Not a rant topic. This isn't going to be another emoji movie kind of video where I rant about something pop culture that I'm not real fond of. I've actually got a topic to talk about that's related to YouTube videos in general. I was actually at work today, and I was kind of thinking about this topic, and it's something I've kind of wanted to cover for a little while, but I haven't really ever gotten to. And yeah, I mean, I basically just want to talk about video formats in general, and just kind of the way that I kind of want to start a conversation if people join in, and if anybody's interested in actually talking about this, and if I get more than like 2 or 3 comments. But I'd kind of like to talk about what you guys, you as in the viewers, like to see in YouTube videos. I mean, in general, I mean, specifically referring to gaming videos, the kind of videos that I create. But I'm just interested to hear what kind of videos you guys prefer to watch. And I just kind of wanted to get into a bit of a discussion about what kind of videos are out there, and heck, why we even make these videos of us playing games and just kind of talking over them. Like, why do we do this? Like, what's the point? What do people get out of it? I mean, basically, in my opinion, this whole, let's playing, or, nowadays, I don't even know if the let's play term gets used that much anymore. I feel like in the very beginning, when let's play, or the concept of doing commentary over video games, when it first started, the term let's play was used mostly to differentiate a let's play, a commentary kind of video, from just a generic walkthrough. But because before let's plays came around, there were still, like video walkthroughs of games. I don't think they really had any kind of like audio with them, because you could still go on YouTube and see a walkthrough of a game, although at that point I think YouTube only had a 360p option, so it was never very high quality. I remember there was always a bit of talk about YouTube quality, which basically meant, you know, low quality videos. And obviously that's changed nowadays. Nowadays you can watch videos in glorious 1080p and even higher, actually, although I don't have the capabilities to record something in that high definition. But yeah, so basically this whole idea of let's playing, which I don't even know if it's called that anymore. Like, I still call certain videos let's plays. There's kind of a difference for me in a let's play video and just like a series, because I consider, you know, this series right here, TimeShot, is not really what I'd call let's play. You'll notice that, you know, the title of it is not Let's Play TimeShot, it's just TimeShot SMP, because for me a let's play is more of a like an exploration of a game, a playthrough of a game. Whereas, you know, I don't know, like Minecraft's a little bit different. Minecraft's a weird one because it's not a game you play through that has like an end. It just keeps going. Like, this isn't something, I mean, other than maybe you know, resetting the map or something like that to get a fresh start and all that kind of stuff. Minecraft isn't really a game that you play to the end goal. It's more of just something, I don't know, in a way it's almost like a kind of vloggy kind of thing sometimes, especially like this kind of video I'm doing right now, where honestly you're probably not even watching the video itself, you're probably just, you know, listening to it in the background. But this kind of video is, you know, it's not really a let's play, it's not a series that I'm going to, you know, I mean, I set goals for myself, I don't know, I guess I don't really have a good distinction, but basically when I title a video on YouTube, I do want to make sure that something that's a playthrough of a game in order to show off that game is a let's play. Whereas if you're watching this series on TimeShot, you're probably already really familiar with Minecraft. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. This series is not showing off Minecraft. I'm not, you know, giving you a walkthrough of Minecraft. I'm going in assuming that you already know all the basic mechanics of Minecraft. I don't have to tell you anything about it, and I don't have to show everything about Minecraft, you know? Like, I'm not going to go in and, I don't know, find every biome and show a dragon fight and all this kind of stuff. I mean, that's all stuff I might do, but I'm not, my end goal of this series is not to show off the game or beat the game, because you're all familiar with Minecraft. There's no point in, I don't know, I guess there could be a point, but for me, there's not a point to doing an actual let's play of Minecraft. So yeah, basically, I feel like I'm going way off topic here, or at least kind of off on a tangent. But basically, talking about the idea of let's plays, I kind of just went on a random tangent about why I title certain videos let's play. But basically, I'm talking about videos in general that contain commentary, like gaming videos, playthroughs of games, heck, even nowadays, like, not even full playthroughs of games, just kind of like, almost like a review kind of thing that, you know, contains footage of the game. I mean, even that might count in this kind of thing, but what I was trying to say is, I don't even know, like, do we still call them let's plays? Is that still the term for them? Because I see lots of people out there who are, you know, what I'd consider to be let's players, but I don't think they really use that term anymore, because the idea of, you know, playing games on YouTube or streaming games with commentary has become so widespread that I don't think people still need to use that term nowadays. Whereas back in the day, you had to use that term to differentiate yourself from just regular walkthroughs that didn't have commentary. I feel like nowadays, the walkthroughs without commentary are kind of the exception. Whereas, you know, if you say, I watched a playthrough on YouTube, people will just assume that you mean you watched a commentated playthrough, a let's play, which again, I don't know if that's still a term that people are using. I mean, I know some people still use it, but I feel like maybe it's become a little outdated, and nowadays, you know, people will have a gaming channel and play games on the gaming channel, and it will, you know, just be, they'll just title their videos like Minecraft Episode 1. I mean, I don't know, as an example, or Pokemon Red Episode 1. They don't even add the let's play, but it is a let's play, if that's what you want to call it, I suppose. But where was I going with this? I was going to talk about, you know, like, types of videos, like what kind of content is in them. And before I get into that, actually, I did want to talk about the reasons we watch videos like this. Like, obviously, this whole idea, I'm just going to call it let's playing, because That's the term I've been using for it. I know it doesn't always get called that nowadays, and I mean we already just went into that discussion, but I'm just gonna call it Let's Playing for simplification's sake. But this whole idea of Let's Playing is obviously fairly popular. I mean, I'm pretty sure the most subscribed YouTuber on YouTube is PewDiePie, who does Let's Plays. So obviously this whole thing is a big deal. But the question is, like, why do we watch Let's Plays? Like, what's entertaining about watching someone else play a video game? A video game that you could easily play yourself. I mean, I don't know. In some cases, I feel like people do watch Let's Plays in order to get a walkthrough of the game. Like sometimes, I know sometimes if I'm playing a game, I might look up a Let's Play of a certain game and try and find the part I'm at if I'm stuck somewhere. I mean, it doesn't happen that often. A lot of times I do prefer to look up like a text guide because it's easier to skim through that rather than trying to flip through a video and trying to find the spot you're looking for. But they can be used for walkthroughs, but I really don't think that Let's Playing would have gotten as big as it did if it was just about being a walkthrough. But here's kind of my theory. I don't know if this is probably something that's, you know, people have theorized before, but my thinking is that people are interested in watching Let's Plays because in a lot of the ways it's kind of like, you know, I don't know, I kind of have a lot of nostalgic experiences that I remember as a kid of just sitting on the couch with some friends and, you know, just playing a game and not necessarily being the one playing, but, you know, just sitting and, you know, watching my friend play a game. Like, I remember one time, I watched my friend play through Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and I never actually owned a Nintendo 64, so I never actually played the game myself, but I watched my friend play through it, and in a way, watching somebody do a Let's Play is basically like sitting on a couch with them, and, you know, watching them play a game, and just hanging out as friends in a sense. I mean, obviously you're not, you know, friends with this, this YouTuber you're watching. I mean, they're just some random person and they don't even really necessarily know you exist unless, you know, maybe they reply to your comments and such, but it does kind of give you that feel. And I don't know, in a sense, maybe it's also, you know, companionship. I don't know if you're like socially awkward, I guess. And I mean, I don't mean this to be offensive. I'm fairly socially awkward myself, but if you don't, you know, have a lot of friends and stuff like that, I mean, I feel like maybe it gives you some sense of companionship of, you know, getting to know somebody and having a friend and listening to somebody talk. Like, I don't know, because when somebody does a Let's Play, it does kind of feel like they're talking to a friend. And like I said, it is almost like sitting on a couch with somebody and watching them play a game. And, you know, not only are you just, you know, enjoying the game, you're also kind of enjoying their company too, you know. I mean, it's almost like, I don't know, you're getting to know them. I feel like that's one of the things I was kind of missing when I first started getting into watching LPs, because when I first started watching them, I mostly watched them for the game. Like, I would actually, you know, rather than seeking out specific Let's Players, I would seek out specific games and try and find the best Let's Player for that. But I've kind of realized that a lot of people don't do it that way. A lot of people, ooh, I got a lot of sand already, that's nice. A lot of people will, you know, be attracted to a certain personality and, you know, maybe not necessarily watch all their videos, but would, you know, subscribe to somebody. And that's not something I even did early on when I started watching Let's Plays. I never subscribed to anybody. I would just search, you know, specific games I wanted to watch a playthrough of. But I feel like there's kind of a, like I was saying, getting to know somebody and wouldn't deposit all of that. We got a lot of sticks too. That's kind of interesting. But it's just kind of a way you're kind of getting to know somebody, you know, and you're kind of becoming friends, even though it's not really reciprocated. And streaming is kind of an extension of this. Like streaming, which I was always kind of leery of streaming in the beginning, because when, you know, streaming games started to, oh, there's a witch over there. When streaming games started to become more of a thing, I know at that time I was watching a lot of Minecraft, and that's when I mean, that might not be necessarily when streaming became more popular, but that was when I started to become more aware of it as a substitute or a complement to actual YouTube videos. And at the time, I know that was when the Minecraft server was actually still active. Obviously, the individual members are still active, and they still do stuff together, but their Minecraft server isn't active. But back when their server was still active, I was kind of leery of streaming, because I felt like when people streamed, it was usually fairly low effort content. And basically what they do is they do stuff like, well, honestly, what I'm doing right now. They do the grunt work. They do the generic resource gathering and the boring building parts and all that kind of stuff. And I just didn't understand the appeal of it. But and I think the reason for that is I didn't get the experience of, you know, sitting on the couch and getting to know somebody. Because when you're streaming, you're not talking constantly. You're talking to the chat. And when you're a bigger streamer who has a chat that just flies by, it's harder to pay attention to that chat. And therefore, you know, all the people I was watching were people who had, you know, quite a few followers. And that's maybe a bit of an underestimate. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't even know. But that might be a bit of a exaggeration in the opposite direction of exaggeration. Under-exaggeration? That's not a word. But yeah, anytime I tried to watch streaming when it first started becoming a thing, I was always watching really big channels that, you know, I didn't really have a chance to say something that would actually be heard by the streamer. So I basically didn't feel like they were talking to me, the viewer. They were talking to the chat, if that makes sense. So I just never really got into it because I felt like, you know, they would do the boring stuff on the Minecraft server, like all the boring grindy bits, and there wasn't as much commentary, and it tended to be longer than videos were, and I don't know, I just didn't get into it. And it wasn't until much more recently that I realized that, you know, I should probably watch some people that are a little bit smaller and, you know, will actually reply to me. And at that point, I did actually enjoy watching streams more. I think I still like videos better than I like streams. But yeah, I feel like we're going off on another tangent here. This video is kind of all over the place, and we still haven't really gotten to the meat of what I wanted to talk about. So basically, I kind of want to talk about with the idea that Let's Playing, in my opinion, is all about kind of recreating that feeling of, you know, being on the couch and watching your buddy play a video game. I'm just kind of, the way I look at it is I try and enhance the experience a little bit. If any of you watch any of my other series, especially the Pokemon series I've done recently and my Earthbound playthrough, one of the things I do is I cut out a lot of stuff. I cut out just about every random battle, mostly enemies that I've already seen before, or in the case of Pokemon, I cut out like every random battle. And the reason I do that is because I'm trying to give you a reason to watch my playthrough rather than play the game. Because here's the thing, I mean, a lot of the times, especially in RPGs, which tend to be a lot of the games that I tend to be into, they're very time intensive. And I feel like there's probably a lot of games out there that, you know, there's a lot of games I'd like to play. There's a lot of games I'm sure lots of other people would like to play. They just don't have the time for it. So part of the reason that I cut out all the random battles, in addition to just, you know, not being boring and just not, you know, doing all the repetitive stuff over and over again, it's to give you an experience of playing the game without having to go through the boring bits, and it cuts down on your time because you can experience, you know, everything you need to experience in the game other than the long grindy bits, and you still get the full experience of the game, in my opinion. So it's almost like it's even better than, you know, sitting on a couch and watching your buddy play a video game. You get to watch the cut down version of your buddy playing a video game. Heck, you can even watch my videos on 1.5 times speed or something if you want to get through the game even faster. And it just means you can experience more things. You can experience more games because you'll have more time. And if you don't have time, or heck, sometimes the issue is you don't have the necessary console to play a game. I know there's been a handful of games that I've really been interested in, especially more story-based games that, you know, are exclusive to a certain console. And I don't even really have any home consoles. I have a Wii, not a Wii U, just a regular Wii. That's the newest game console I have. In fact, that's the only game console I have, because I've never really been much of a console gamer. But sometimes games come around that I really want to, you know, if not play, at least experience. And so I'll have to find a Let's Play of it on YouTube. And that's just how I experience the game, because I want to experience this game, but I don't own the necessary console. And it's, you know, a game that's exclusive to a certain console that obviously I do not have. And it's a game that, you know, doesn't come out on PC. So I want to experience the story of this game because I've heard it's really good, but I don't want to drop several $100s on a PS4, you know? And I don't know. I mean, you could say that's not really fair to the game developer, especially for a game that's almost more of a visual novel kind of game. You look at certain games nowadays, like, I don't know, like the Telltale games, those kind of games where there's a little less of the actual gameplay and a little more of the story and dialogue kind of stuff. Those kind of games, like, I feel like you can get the full experience without ever buying or actually playing the game, which, yeah, it might be a little unfair to the developers because they don't get any of that money, which is why I can almost understand, in a sense, why certain developers don't like having Let's Plays of their games posted on YouTube. I know that's a fairly controversial topic, but when you kind of feel like people can get the experience of your game without ever paying for it, and then at that point it's like, well, why is anybody ever going to pay for the game if they can just watch a playthrough of it online? I mean, maybe it encourages game developers to make games that are more interactive, so that way, or have more choices, or I don't know, so that way, you know, you can experience the game through a Let's Play, but you still should play the game yourself to get the full experience. I guess in a sense that might be another reason why I cut stuff out. Maybe less so than, you know, trying to give you a streamlined experience of the game, is to, you know, give you something left if you decide to play the game after watching my playthrough. There's still something there for you to experience that you didn't get to experience watching my playthrough of the game. And yeah, I know at one point when the Nintendo Switch just came out and the new Zelda game came out, I was looking for a playthrough to watch of that because I haven't gotten a Switch yet, and I don't know when I intend on getting a Switch. But I was trying to find a playthrough of that, and it feels like everybody cuts out a lot of the stuff in that game, like a lot of the story-related cutscenes, I think. I feel like every single YouTuber did that game, cut stuff out like that. But that does encourage people to actually, you know, buy the game and not just watch a playthrough of it. But yeah, it's an interesting topic, and I kind of want to hear some of your guys' thoughts on, you know, like, first of all, like, let me know why you watch Let's Plays. Like, why do you watch videos of people playing a game? Is it because, I mean, it might be just be because, you know, you want to learn how to play the game better. Like, maybe you watch Minecraft videos because you want to see people build, you want to get inspiration. I mean, that's part of the reason I watch Minecraft videos, or I'm subscribed to people who do Minecraft, is for inspiration to do my own Minecraft stuff. But that's a little bit different than, you know, other games. I feel like Minecraft kind of has its own category. But like, why? I mean, obviously, a lot of you guys are not going to be, you know, watching my other series on my channel, so you're might be a little lost on what I'm talking about with, you know, cutting all this stuff out and all that. But I'm just curious, like, what are your guys' thoughts on, you know, like, how much of a game do you want to see? Do you want to see, and this may or may not influence how I do videos going forward, but do you like seeing the full game in its entirety, or do you like seeing it a bit more cut up? Do you like, you know, almost like a highlights reel, if you will? Is that kind of a better experience for you? Because I know there are definitely people out there who prefer to see the full experience of the game, and, you know, prefer to get the whole thing. And I know there's definitely people out there who cater to that kind of audience, and obviously there's nothing wrong with that. It's just my preference that that's not really my kind of thing. But I'm just curious what your thoughts are, and, like, you know, like, what kind of format to videos do you like? I mean, do you like long videos, short videos? Gotta wait to sleep. Because I know one thing I try and do is I try and keep my videos about the same length. I try and keep them in the 20 to 30 minute length. Back in the day, there used to be a time limit on YouTube videos. I think it was like 10 minutes. So that meant your LP episodes had to be super short, which was kind of annoying. But was that an Enderman over there, or was I just seeing things? But yeah, nowadays we have all sorts of options. You're not restricted by any kind of time limit. So what kind of time do you guys prefer? Like, I know some people definitely prefer longer videos. Like, I'll be watching somebody and I'll look in the comments and I'll see a lot of people saying, next episode, can you do a 1 hour video or a 2 hour video? And I guess I just don't get that, in my opinion. I would prefer to see shorter videos, honestly. Like, maybe not short, but more like in the 20 to 30 minute range. I mean, that's just kind of the the range that's kind of ideal for viewing, in my opinion, because a 1 hour video is just kind of inconvenient to kind of watch in one sitting, because that's almost like watching like a full-length movie or something like that. And generally, I don't want to put that much time into watching a video, or at the very least, if I'm going to put that much time into watching videos, I don't know, this is probably going to sound really, really weird, but I prefer to feel like I actually, you know, accomplished something by watching more than one episode. Like, I don't know, that sounds super weird. There's also the fact that I feel like the longer videos tend to be the not edited ones. Like, if I see a playthrough of a game and they got like, you know, 50 episodes and all the episodes are an hour to 2 hours long, then I'm like, no, I'm not gonna watch that because sorry, my throat's getting dry. I'm not gonna watch that because that just feels too long for me, because I don't know, it just tells me that maybe they didn't bother doing any kind of editing and they just kind of uploaded it, and that's fine for certain games. But I feel like, especially in the realm of RPGs, which is the games that I've been doing a fair amount of recently, and I'll probably do more of in the future, for that kind of game, you really do have to cut out a bit more. Whereas for a game like I know that about a year ago, starting actually like 3 years ago, I did a Let's Play of the game Lego Racers 2, but that's a game that doesn't really require any editing other than, you know, when I failed a race and I had to do the race over again. That's the only instance I could think of where I'd actually have to do a little bit of editing. But for the most part, a series like that doesn't need to be edited that much. But yeah, you could almost even probably play that whole game in one video if you really wanted to. But yeah, so basically what I'm trying to ask is, like, what length of videos do you guys prefer? Do you prefer longer videos, shorter videos, a kind of mixture of both? I mean, I know for a certain series, sometimes, you know, for example, in the Pokemon Theta Emerald Nuzlocke I just did, the final episode was more like, was it almost 45 minutes, or like almost 50 minutes, I think. But yeah, I mean, sometimes I try not to let my time limit be a constraint on me. I prefer to more or less let my videos come naturally. I kind of plan out like what point I want to get to in my video, and, you know, like what point in the game. I mean, I don't do blind runs of games, so I always know, you know, what's coming up next, so I can kind of, you know, tell myself, okay, well, I'm gonna get to this point in the game and then stop, and usually it works out. I mean, sometimes we get some different timings on videos, but that's fine. But I feel like I try and keep it natural, so that if, you know, if there's a lot to do in one episode, I can actually, you know, get that done. I don't have to worry about, oh crap, I'm at my 30-minute time limit, I have to stop now even though we're in the middle of something important. But yeah, basically, I think we're gonna end things off pretty soon here. But basically, just throw down your comments down below. I know we've kind of been on a random tangents all over the place kind of episode. But let me know what you think about, you know, YouTube videos in general, like gaming videos specifically. What kind of videos you like to see, what kind of games you like to see played, anything you want to say related to the kind of the topics we've been talking about here. Just let me know in the comments below. I mean, this is more of a just out of curiosity kind of thing. I mean, like I said before, this might influence how I do videos going forward. But then again, I kind of feel like I have my methods and kind of the way I like to do things, and that may not necessarily change. I mean, I've always said that I do these YouTube videos for myself first. I do what I would like to see. You know, I do the kind of videos I'd like to watch. And I generally, I don't know. I mean, I kind of figure that if I make the videos, the kind of videos that I'd want to watch, that I would attract, you know, like-minded people who would also like to watch those kinds of videos. But I know that's not to everyone's preference. So yeah, I'll end things off here before I get too rambly on I don't even know what. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Hopefully for next episode, I'll have the exterior of the Jedi Enclave finished. Well, actually, next episode might be a collab episode, if I can get that scheduled. Hopefully. It's something I've kind of been working on, and it's kind of been on and off, like trying to get it scheduled. But anyways, more on that next episode. So that'll end things off. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode of TimeShot.